That's just so cool, man, to be able to tap into the vibe that your family. You said your uncle, right?
So it's my stepmother's grandfather. So
Stepmother's
my
grandfather.
step great grandfather,
Nice.
technically. Yeah,
There's just something about just digging, bro, in the crates and just finding stuff and our childhood. So that's just so cool to be able to kind of tap into that, and you know, it's just so important to be
for
able to
sure.
like tap into your youth.
Hmm.
It keeps you younger. It brings you back to a place, and then to pay homage, it's just this beautiful thing. So that,
Absolutely. Definitely does keep me feeling young, and that's part of why I love it, I paint these cartoons and I think of walking down the hall and my grandfather's laying in the bed watching Looney Tunes, and then I go in the garage and these wood cutouts are on the wall.
mm,
Um, so, and I still watch cartoons myself. I'll put on classic Looney Tunes on YouTube on the regular, at least once a week.
nice. It's cool seeing a cartoon now like a Simpsons. Like I was watching the Flintstones the other day, man, and the jokes were just
Hmm.
hitting me so different
Yeah.
now that I'm like mid 30s. And
Absolutely.
I was just dying because some of the
Yeah.
stuff they were saying, it was just hitting a different note.
Very
Cause
edgy.
yeah, yeah. When I was
Absolutely.
younger, it was a lot overhead. It was just
Hmm.
kind of the chase. It was always like a chase, like figuring out, fixing this, something broke, they're fixing it,
Yeah.
or like they ruined this, or Fred's lying about this. But like, I kind of the jokes just were hitting me so different now that I was older watching Flintstones.
Absolutely.
What were some of your childhood cartoons growing up?
Um, so it definitely started out like Looney Tunes and all the classics and that stuff. When I was really young, I also loved Wizard of Oz. Wizard of Oz was my favorite movie. I must have
Oh
watched
yeah.
that, no exaggeration, a good 20 times in a weekend being at my grandmother's house, you know?
Wow.
I would watch that on repeat. I think the tape broke at one point. We wore it out. Um, but as I was older, not older, but elementary school, junior high school, cartoons like Nickelodeon, like the Rugrats and Doug, um, Rocko's Modern Life, Dexter's Laboratory, Johnny Bravo,
Nick,
the
man.
whole classic Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network era. You know,
Those are good times,
yeah,
man.
for sure.
I was big on Simpsons. Like Simpsons
Oh,
was everything
Simpsons
to
was
me.
great. I
Yeah,
Every day we would watch Simpsons every day. My mother would hate
yeah,
Simpsons, and I never understood why. Now I get it. At the time, I wasn't understanding the jokes that they were saying, how they were bad or, negative or dirty or whatever. But now I understand why.
yeah. They beautifully pushed the limit to like the max, and just did it
Absolutely.
in such a way. And for them to just, it's just a legacy, for them to be
Hmm.
going for as long as they have, and push it the way they have, and just have left so many creative imprints in my mind where like I almost reference things according to Simpsons, or like my friend Paul and I will just quote a Simpson moment, and it was special, man.
Absolutely.
I love Rugrats as a kid, but just Simpsons was like it just took over my life as a kid. And I like South Park, but I can't say according to how much I've watched, I probably would say Simpsons is just everything as a
Yeah,
kid.
without a
I
doubt.
love you Looney Tunes. I like Flintstones, Scooby, Space Ghost, stuff like that, but Simpsons got most of my viewing time.
Yeah, I'd agree, definitely.
Yeah,
I think every kid in our generation wanted to be Bart Simpson at one point,
it's true.
Whether if you were already a cool kid or if you were a nerd or if you were this or that, I think everyone wanted to be Bart Simpson.
It's true. What about a
Classic.
movie? What about like movies as a kid? What were some movies that were like gems to you?
Um, as a kid, like as a child,
Yeah, before teens.
Wizard
Wizard
of
of Oz.
Oz is the only one that really sticks out.
Yeah.
That is iconic for me. That was definitely my favorite, and maybe Willy Wonka too.
Okay.
Yeah. But
Home
other than
Alone
that,
forever. Yeah.
Home Alone, yeah, that was I think I like it more now than I did when I was a kid.
Okay. Okay.
You know, I wasn't
As a
into it
kid, that
too
was
much.
everything.
I did
Ninja
want that.
Turtles and Home
I
Alone
did
was
get that
everything for me.
walkie-talkie that he had. Remember the
Oh, the
what was it?
Talk
The
Boy, of
talk pack, the
course.
talk boy. Yeah,
Talk
I
Boy,
got
of
one of the
course.
talk boys for Christmas one year.
Oh man.
That was cool.
Home Alone and Ninja Turtles 1 and 2 were my
Oh, Ninja
everything.
Turtles,
Those
my
guys.
all-time favorite. I don't know how I forgot that. Ninja Turtles is by far my favorite. I had all the Ninja Turtle toys. I would set them up in my hallway. I would stand all of them up. I had the big ass blimp, and I'd
I had
carry
the
the
blimp.
blimp, bring it down the hallway. I had like
Yo,
a whole army set up.
rest.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. What about like you as like a teen? Like, what was one of your like some of your shows or movies?
Um, in the teens, I was probably still watching like Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network and stuff. Movies, I started getting into like the gangster stuff like Scarface and
Of course,
Goodfellas and all that typical Staten Island, mafia movie stuff.
of course.
They're all classics. I love them. But cartoons definitely dwindled down after that. I was more concerned about going out, hanging out, partying, and you know,
Of
playing
course.
handball, cutting class.
Of course, man. What about like albums growing up? Like, what was kind of those like gem albums to you that really, either got you through something or were just moments in time for you that you could really like play back that era of your life because of that album? Because I know that's what music does for me.
So music was kind of it kind of changed for me. So like when I like my first album, my first CD that I ever bought, um, my first tape, first cassette was Salt and Pepper. I
Nice.
had that cassette. And then my first CD I remember buying was Pearl Jam. I can't remember which Pearl Jam it was. And then I started getting into the rock, and I was listening to things like Green Day, and then I had gotten Prodigy, not the rapper Prodigy,
Yeah, yeah.
Prodigy, the rock band. That was my first CD I ever had with curses in it, and my mother heard it, and she
Oh wow.
flipped out, but I wound up keeping it anyway. But and then after that, I started getting into hip hop and listening to things like Biggie and Tupac and Big Pun. I really loved Big Pun's.
Oh yeah.
His first two CDs were played on repeat,
Oh
over
yeah.
and over. And then the whole classic Jay-Z era, I've had every single one. Um,
Yep.
there's actually a big tragedy that I spoke about recently, and the girl I was telling about it, she didn't think it was that big of a deal, but I think you might think differently. So I had a Dodge Neon at one point, parked it on the side of the highway, grabbed the express bus to go to the city for my job. And when I got back from work at the end of the night, my windows were broken. They took my speakers. This was, 15
Wow.
years ago, maybe more. But I didn't care about the windows. I didn't care about the speakers, the radio. They took two CD books. I had the big, thick CD
Oh
books. It
no.
was like a six page one, six
I
CDs in
know.
each page. Both of them packed out my whole life of CDs.
Oh
They took
no.
that. I might have cried. I definitely shed a few
Wow.
tears. That was a
Bro, that
big, big, big problem.
wow.
Yeah,
I'm about to tear a little bit cuz that
yeah.
I know that feeling, bro. Bro, that's like I look at music as like
It's like your
capsuling time.
tchotchkes. It's like your
Yeah.
tchotchkes.
It's everything. It's big. It's bigger than that. Like tchotchkes are cool. Like I love them just because they remind me of a moment. But like
Right.
music reminds me of like eras of my life, like or
hmm
years or moments that just
Right.
were either where I was like learning about life, dealing with some stuff, trying to get over something.
hmm
Bro, like to lose a book like that, bro, I would have been crushed too.
Yeah.
like, bro,
I know it's a deep
yeah,
one.
trust me,
It
I'm
hurts.
in my feelings right now.
It
Yeah,
hurts.
man, that's damn,
But
bro.
that was a long time ago.
That's crazy, bro. Yeah, that's yeah. I don't even know what to say now. But yeah, man, my heart goes out to you on that one.
Yeah. Hopefully someone's enjoying them.
What about like an album during the pandemic? Because I know a lot of people, they were big on the streaming songs in and out, shuffle. Was there any album that really like helped you during the pandemic, or at least helped you really vibe out?
Um,
Cause a lot of good music did come out.
that's the problem. There's so much good music, I think, and so many options now. Nothing really
Yeah.
sticks out and
Okay.
is like, there's no name on the tip of my tongue. But there's definitely been a lot of good music made recently in the past few years, for sure.
Of
Um,
course.
even as like a old school classic hip hop fan, a lot of the newer rappers and new hip hop artists get shitted on, but there's definitely a lot of garbage out there. But I think a lot of the ones that get shitted on, they don't deserve it. I like some of the newer stuff, but there's definitely a ton of music out there. And then once
Oh
you
yeah.
get in, even if you just stay with the well-known people and the ones that have the names and that are on, on these trending lists and stuff, and then if you get into the underground ones and the ones that aren't well known, you know what I mean? It's just endless. It
Yeah.
really is.
Who's an artist that maybe you feel that hasn't got their just due? That maybe isn't on top of the playlist that people should that you would recommend.
Oh, that's easy. The Truth Den, for sure, 100%. I mean, he's known. I can't say that he's unknown, but he's not as famous as I think he should be, you know?
Of course.
Um, but then again, he's not doing this for 15 years like some of these other people out there. But with his talent and the vibe that he has and just the whole energy about him, um, I mean, we vibed out a few times. He came over here to my studio and we were playing his new album before it dropped. We had Shaolin's funny guy, Nick, over here. Me and him collabed on a piece and did it for Truth. And that was a great time. And he's a gentleman, he's
Yeah.
a nice guy. He's genuine. He's got a great head on his shoulders. He provides for his family. Not to mention that he makes amazing music and has a sick flow. His whole
Yeah.
demeanor about him. I mean, yeah, this is just the
That's the
beginning
homie.
for sure. Absolutely, for
That's
sure.
the homie. We literally just that was my last interview was with him, and
Hmm.
then the one before that was with Shallon's funny guy.
Okay.
Literally.
Oh, you
So
just did Truths recently?
yeah, so they're in the chamber.
Uh,
So depending on, I kind of just drop the interviews on random moments. So the order record don't always come out the way they come out. So
those both came out already?
not yet, not yet. They're both in the chamber. They're coming out soon.
Gotcha.
It'll probably they'll probably be out by the time this comes out though. But we
Sweet.
never know because I'm very random with my release schedule.
All right.
Um, but yeah, so I've interviewed the truth in the past, and the interview that I just had with Shallon's funny guy, super deep, man, and we he talked about a lot of stuff, man. So I
Hmm.
can't wait. So if you haven't heard that,
Yeah, looking forward to that.
go check that when it's out.
I seen the merch you guys dropped. I
Oh
seen
yeah,
those
yeah,
posts for the shirts.
yeah.
Locally hated. I love it.
Bro, it was what I love about life now, bro. Like we could just make stuff and drop it the next day, and
Right.
like
It's
that,
that
and
easy.
that's literally how that happened. We had the interview, and I was like, bro, I saw that you posted that thing, and he was like, yeah. I was like, yo, why don't we drop it? He's like, all right. I was like, you let me know the font that you use. He's like, I got you. I was like, I know the first one. You let me know the second one. And I was like, just give me like an hour or two. And then literally we had it, and then it was ready, and I was like, all right, we'll drop it Friday morning.
Nice.
And then boom, we dropped it Friday morning. It's we've got a lot of love and support from it. And shout out to him. He's just a funny dude, and he has an amazing story. that
Yeah, for sure. He
of
really
just
does.
overcoming shit and
He's
really,
another one that's it's just the beginning. He's been around for quite a while now doing his thing, grinding, but he's definitely headed for the top. I believe it.
yeah. Yeah, there's just so many gems, bro, and I'm very grateful to just have people on the show that people that I know personally that are just doing their thing. And this interview has been sick so far.
Appreciate it.
And just to connect with dreamers that no matter what their story was, where they started a few years ago, or where we're all on this path, and it's like it's just interesting to hear how it unfolds and like
Hmm.
your story, and you're talking about the pizza thing and how you kind of hit that fork in the road where you're like, all right, I got to make this decision, I got to close this door to open this door, or someone throws you in the water and you're like, all right, we need you to paint this.
Yep.
uh, I see something in you, and shout out to everyone who who's just showed so much love to me over my whole life. And most of the time, it was never from buying something. It was just being there for me in a moment where like I didn't even expect it.
Mhm.
Like it's just crazy.
Yeah, that's definitely what means more to me too, is all the compliments and the encouragement, all the positive vibes and the compliments pretty much. They definitely mean more than, someone just buying it. I mean, don't get me wrong, I need people to buy stuff so I can pay bills and get by, but
Of
um,
course.
all the positive comments definitely mean a ton more, for
Yeah,
sure.
it's so real, man. So this is a part of the show. It's called Dream On, and during this, it's actually a game where I throw random dreams your way, and you just let me know what you're feeling. And if you're not feeling them, you could just swipe left and be like, "No, I'm no good." But
All
I'll
right.
just throw. It's pretty much whatever comes to mind. Just let me know, and they're all gonna be kind of on some no dream is too big kind of vibe.
You
Like
got it.
they may seem a little crazy, like on day-to-day questions, but it's all good. Just whatever comes to mind, just let us know. So we'll get right to it. So let's stream on right now. Um, so if you could do album art for any artist in the world that's living, who would it be?
Hmm. Jay-Z.
Sick, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
If you could create any album art from an album he's already dropped, but like remix it with Jay, what album would it be? Doing your own rendition of it.
The Dynasty.
That was a sick album. That album was
Hmm.
slept on, actually.
I don't think so. I loved it.
No? Yeah, but like Reasonable Doubt, Blueprint
Maybe,
gets a lot of
yeah,
like,
maybe
but yeah,
chart
no,
wise, but
that was a good album.
yeah, for sure.
If you could paint in anywhere in the world, where would it be?
Like just be any place and paint there, or like a
Yeah,
mural. What
you
do you
could be
mean?
on a mountain somewhere. You could be painting a wall in Europe.
Oof. Um, I'd say in Italy,
What part?
Florence.
Sick. How dope would that be, bro?
It'd be amazing. One day, eventually.
Yeah, yeah. That's the whole point of this game.
For
It's just
sure.
like, yo, let's unlock some thoughts
Absolutely.
and think a little bit beyond, the day to day. Like, oh,
Hmm.
I wanna pay rent. I'm not saying
Right.
that's how you think, but
I hear you.
sometimes we get caught up in it.
Absolutely.
Um, if you could paint any car, what car would it be? Or design a car, however you wrap it or whatever it is.
I probably want to do something that a lot of people can get. So maybe like nothing crazy. Like Mercedes.
That'd be sick,
Doesn't
bro.
have to be like a Ferrari or something. I want a lot of people to be able to get it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Or like a Jeep or something. I love Jeeps, bro.
Hmm.
That's like my family dream car. It's like a Jeep.
Absolutely.
Um, so if you could, I'm trying to think, if you could I don't even know what I'm gonna ask you until literally right now. I didn't plan any of this. If you could customize any pair of kicks, which ones would they be?
I really don't have any interest in doing that.
Word.
You know.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I don't like the small. People ask me to do a canvas that's 12 by 18. I don't even want to do that. I don't.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
like the bigger. I can't do what I like and what I do on something that's small. So
Fair enough. Fair enough.
sneakers aren't in it for me.
All good. Swipe left. Swipe left. That's dope, man. If you could collab with any brand on clothing, who would it be?
Oof. I can't say. I don't know. Swipe left. Skip.
All good, all good. If you could go on any vacation, where would you go?
I really want to go to the Middle East. Like
What
Dubai,
part?
Saudi Arabia, all through there.
That'd be sick, bro.
Definitely.
If you can meet any artist that is no longer with us for some breakfast or lunch, who would you meet and where would you go?
I would definitely meet Basquiat, and I don't care where we went. We can walk and talk. I don't give a shit. I'll sit in the park. Wherever,
That'd be sick, bro.
for sure,
Bro, he's a beast, man.
without a doubt.
I love Keith
He's a.
Haring, that's my guy.
You kind of resemble him a little bit.
I've been told,
You have a
especially with the
similar.
glasses.
Now that you said it, I kind of see it. I mean, we're not twins, but definitely a similar resemblance. I like Keith Haring too. Basquiat
Yeah,
is definitely a big influence. I enjoy his art. I appreciate it, but someone doesn't see his work when they look at mine. You know what I mean? But I definitely take a lot of inspiration from aspects of his work, for sure.
if you could paint live during any concert in the background of the concert, what artist would be performing in front of you while you paint the
I
backdrop?
don't know if I'd want to do it. I'm probably gonna say no.
Fair enough, fair enough. You got to know what's best for you. It's all good.
Not yet. Not yet.
All good. But yeah, that's why I like this game. It's like you just have fun
Yeah.
and and you never know who you're talking to. The
Right.
person you're talking to may know Jay. The person you're talking to may know.
Right.
The world we live in, bro. It's
one day I will be painting on stage with someone famous performing, but if someone
yeah,
was to ask me to do it right now, I probably wouldn't do it. This is my first time being on an interview, being videoed in a podcast. This is like,
of course.
but if I did have to choose, I would say Lil Wayne. I want to be on stage with Lil Wayne.
Yeah, yeah.
His
And I know
energy and
this.
his,
Yeah,
for
he's
sure,
the
that'd be
man,
cool.
bro. Yeah, and these are a lot of maybe somewhat far fetched, and but
I
for
mean,
me
look,
it's
Lil
like
Wayne's probably gonna see this. So once Lil Wayne sees this, he's gonna be like, "Oh shit, I can get that on my stage." He's gonna call me right up.
that's bro. That's the world we live in, bro. We're in 3 degrees most of the time separation,
Right.
and it's like, and what I like about this, it's like, it's crazy what you could get if you work your ass off and you also ask.
Right.
Whether you just, hey, do you know this?
It's a
And
big
not always
saying
like,
that I've always
yeah,
appreciated. The squeaky wheel gets the grease. If you don't
yeah,
ask for it, you're probably not gonna get it. No.
yeah. got to be willing to knock on a bunch of doors,
Yep,
especially,
for
you've
sure.
been in sales, and you just apply that to what you're doing. And, anyone out there that's maybe not doing what they love as much as they want to, I always recommend knock on doors, and as a metaphor, reach out to people, let them know, like, yo, I'm trying to do this more. Do you know anyone where I could do this? I want to
Right.
paint. You don't have to hire me. I just want to do what I love.
Hmm.
Do you know any studios? Do you know any rappers in the Tennessee area? Like, just asking around.
Right. For sure.
Because we don't have every resource we need, and, like, especially if people love us, they want to look out, and you never know. Your uncle may know Lil Wayne,
Right.
and you just talking to him about your dreams. That's why I want to encourage this game, even on a day-to-day vibe, where you just talk to someone, you ask them some crazy ass dream, and they're like, "Yo, I don't even I don't even know what I'm gonna eat yet." But, like, it's all good. Like, but at least it plants a seed where they're
Right.
thinking a little bit out the box.
No,
So
I
I
love it.
appreciate.
It's good to expand the brain and talk about things like that. Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. So appreciate you playing that game. Um,
No, it's been a blast.
but yeah, man. So you've been you, it's just dope to hear your story about kind of jumping into the art game a few years back ago, and now you're really embracing it. You're doing this, living your dream full time with the art thing. It's just a beautiful thing, bro.
It's a blessing. It really is.
How's it feel to kind of just get up and do that? Do what you love.
It's
Do it all.
strange. It feels weird because I've went so long having to go to work every day, you know, and having a boss,
Yeah.
you know. It's a big difference, but I love it. Absolutely love it. I'll be honest, I don't love every aspect of the art world. There's a lot of the snooty art types and the galleries and like just the cockiness of it, and I'm not a fan of that. And then also that you got to kind of figure out who you are and what you want to do. You don't need to be that Alec Monopoly that DJs in front of people and paints in front of people in clubs every night. I don't like going out. I'm not the party type. Back in the day, I used to go out all the time. Now I never go out. So to be out every other night is unrealistic for me, or it's not enjoyable for me. So
Yeah.
why build a career that I'm forced to do that? So I'm trying to figure out my whole art, uh, I guess you can say business plan pretty much. I know I want to paint. I know I got something good here. Um, I'm just trying to figure out the whole the specifics of it.
Yeah, that's soul searching, and I appreciate you're the first person who played the game with me who actually said, "Nah, I don't I don't think that's for me." And I think
Yeah,
that's so powerful in this world, is to be able to see that and know it and be like, "Yo, that isn't for me.
right.
I'm learning what's for me, and I
Look
got
what
to
happened
keep."
with you and me. You asked me to do this interview, what, 4 or 5 months ago? And I was like, not yet. Let's wait a little bit. I'll let you know once I'm ready for it.
Yeah, yeah.
And here we are today.
Yep.
And I'm glad I did that in reality. I really am.
It's important just knowing yourself and being able to kind of understand that, and be, if you're not in the place for it, or just being ready, or you're focusing on something else, it's just so important to just say no, because you're when you're saying no, you're saying yes to other things. You're
Right.
saying yes to that painting that you were doing those months. You're
Hmm.
saying yes to the event or two that you did recently.
Right.
It's we can't do everything, and it's just, we got to align it and figure out the right time for it. And
Hmm.
here we are, and the interview was super cool. And how was your first interview? I know, we talked. It
It
was.
was a lot more, a lot less painless than I thought it would be. It wasn't that bad. Wasn't
Yeah,
that bad at all. Because it kind of just, uh, maybe because it's not live, and I know that it's not live, so maybe that makes it a little bit easier. I've never even put my Instagram live on before. like once. Um,
Yeah.
so maybe that meant that mental aspect of it helps a little bit, but it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
I'm super unprepared, and I wanted to like write out not a script, but subjects that I want to talk about. Like make sure you mention these things. I didn't do anything. Maybe 10 minutes before we started this call, I read over the email that I originally sent you of what I said, so I can
Yeah.
remind myself of what I told you.
Nah, man. To me, this anyone who's a guest, you're actually helping me because me just talking to people about their dreams is healing for me. Is just to
Yeah,
kind of brainstorm, throw out random things, hear people's story, and be like, "Oh shit, my life isn't that hard. They went through this." Like so. It's very healing to me to even have these convos. So it's just great to have talks, talk to people, learn about what's important, and we knew we wanted to talk about dreams and our art, and that that was enough, and we
right.
really go with it, and yeah, bro, I
No,
really
I love it.
appreciate you sharing your story. I really
No, I
look forward to
appreciate the
seeing.
opportunity. I really do.
Yeah,
It means a lot. Thank you. And one day when I reach the next level, we'll have another conversation. There's more to tell. I haven't told you everything yet.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, so uh, it was dope,
But I
man, to
really
really hear
appreciate
your
this
story.
opportunity for sure.
Of course. Yeah, so, we had Dalo today. He shared a lot of gems with us. Some that really stuck out to me was it's never too late to follow your dreams. If you haven't followed your dreams, it's not too late. No matter what age it is, go out there. Get your hands dirty. Go do something that you enjoy. I learned we talked about the importance of just having someone who believes in you, who just go out there, go do something. Like giving your friends creative challenges. Ask, and you're bringing that work ethic. Knocking on doors, no matter what it is, telling people what you do, and we're learning day by day. And perfection isn't key. It's just getting out there and doing it. And I learned a lot from you, bro. And
Thank you. Appreciate that.
yeah, it's a lot of gems. Make sure to go connect with Dallo on social media. Where could people catch you and all the
So I'm on
gems?
Instagram. It's art_by_Dalo. Art by Dalo. Dalo. And that's it.
Yeah, check out the art. He got it. He got some NFT. It may not even be out It may be sold out by the time you hear this interview. But go check that. Um, bro, I'm just excited to see you evolve and do more and more as the years go on. And you're always welcome back to the show.
Thank you. I really appreciate it, Dave. It's been a pleasure.